Imagine this. You're working tirelessly every day, saving every penny, but your bank account barely grows. You feel stuck. Yet, some people seem to multiply their wealth effortlessly. What's their secret? Charlie Munger, the legendary investor and vice chairman of Berkshire Hathaway, says it loud and clear. The first 100,000 euros is the hardest to earn. And once you break that barrier, everything changes. Why is it so tough at first? And how can you accelerate the process to reach financial freedom faster than you ever imagined? Let's dive in. When most people start their wealth journey, the struggle is real. You save, you budget, but it feels like you're moving through mud. The first 100,000 euros seems almost impossible. Why? Because early wealth accumulation demands discipline, patience, and smart choices. A combination that's rare in our instant gratification world. Think about it. The average person spends most of their earnings on immediate wants. Dining out, gadgets, clothes. Investing? That comes later. And by later, I mean years down the line, often just before retirement. Yet, those who start early, who understand the power of compounding, see their money snowball into something extraordinary. Munger himself explains that once you reach that initial milestone, the next 100K often comes faster. The growth is no longer linear. It's exponential. 200K, 300K, 400K. Suddenly you're thinking bigger, aiming higher. And that, my friends, is where the real magic begins. The biggest hurdle is not lack of income. It's the delay in action. Most people say, I'll invest once I have more money. But here's the catch. Investing is not about having money. It's about wanting more money. Waiting for a larger paycheck before investing is like waiting for a fire to start itself before adding wood. It simply doesn't work. Another excuse is risk. Many avoid investing because they fear losing money. Maybe a colleague said, investing is too risky. And so they do nothing. But here's the truth. The first step is always the hardest. Start small, learn, and your confidence grows. Risk becomes manageable when experience accumulates. Then comes compounding. When you invest $5,000 at 10%, your first year yields $500. Not life-changing. But when your portfolio reaches $100,000, the same 10% gives $10,000 a year, enough to replace part of your salary. And at $1 million, that's $100,000 annually. More than most people earn from work. The early grind is hard, but once the snowball starts rolling, it gains unstoppable momentum. Human nature resists delayed gratification. Spending feels good, saving feels slow. That's why many give up before they even start. Here's a simple mental trick. Visualize your portfolio as a snowball. Every euro you save and invest is a small push that makes it grow bigger. The first push is heavy, but as the snowball grows, it rolls faster, gaining mass, picking up speed, and suddenly, what once seemed impossible becomes inevitable. Charlie Munger emphasizes that seeing your progress is motivating. Once you reach $100,000, you notice growth clearly. It excites you, drives you, and pushes you to seek higher returns and smarter investment opportunities. Your mindset shifts from scarcity to opportunity. This psychological shift also changes spending habits. That $200 you'd spend on a night out now feels heavy when you calculate its potential compounded growth over 10 or 20 years. Suddenly, saving feels more rewarding than spending. If the first 100K is the hardest, the key question is, how can we speed up the process? Increase your savings rate. Every extra euro saved early is worth more in the long term. Small, consistent habits, skipping unnecessary subscriptions, cutting luxury spending, pile up. Boost your income, side jobs, freelancing, online businesses. Even a few hours per week can generate funds that you invest immediately. Example. A subscriber shared how working night shifts on weekends accelerated his savings by tens of thousands within 2 years. Invest consistently. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Use dollar-cost averaging or automatic investment plans. Consistency beats timing. Seek better returns. Once you have capital, explore high-quality stocks, ETFs, or real estate. Don't gamble recklessly, but don't settle for low returns out of fear. Leverage compound interest. Reinvest your earnings. Let your money work for you. $100 today could grow to $260 in 10 years at 10% annual returns. $1,000 becomes $2,593. Small actions now lead to massive results later. Consider Alice. She started with just $2,000 at age 25. She saved $500 monthly and invested consistently in diversified ETFs with 8% average returns. By age 35, she had over $100,000. By 45, more than $300,000. Her secret? Discipline, patience, and letting compounding do its work. Then there's David. He increased his income by freelancing and side hustles, investing every extra euro. Within 7 years, he had not only $100,000 but also multiple streams of passive income. Notice the pattern? Both started small, stayed consistent, and focused on long-term growth rather than instant rewards. Once you reach $100,000, your ability to take calculated risks increases. This is crucial. Small portfolios cannot afford experimentation. But with $100,000, you can invest a portion in high-growth assets without jeopardizing your financial safety. Start a business, invest in promising startups, or explore emerging markets. Some risks may fail, but with proper planning, others can multiply your wealth exponentially. Here's a simple rule. Never risk money you can't afford to lose, but always invest money you want to grow. The more experience you gain, the more comfortable you become with risk, and the bigger your opportunities. Wealth is as much about psychology as it is about money. Adjusting your habits is critical. Delay gratification. Skip the luxury purchases early. Prioritize investment over consumption. Track your progress. Seeing numbers grow motivates more than words. Avoid lifestyle inflation. As income rises, invest the surplus rather than spending it. Remember, every euro spent unnecessarily is a lost opportunity for exponential growth. That $100 dinner could become $2,000 in 20 years if invested properly. True financial freedom comes from patience. Understand that early years are slow, but don't get discouraged. Wealth is built through time, discipline, and compounding. Charlie Munger often says, "The big money is not in the early steps. It's in letting your capital work over decades." The secret is consistency, reinvestment, and not chasing instant results. Every small action compounds. Savings, reinvested profits, disciplined spending, they all add up. The first $100,000 is tough. The next $100,000 comes faster. Then $200,000, $500,000, $1 million. It's a momentum game. Let's summarize actionable steps. Start now, don't wait for the perfect moment or more income. Save aggressively. Cut unnecessary expenses. Invest wisely, ETFs, index funds, or safe dividend stocks. Increase income, side jobs, freelancing, or online business. Reinvest everything. Compounding is your best friend. Track your progress, motivation grows as numbers grow. Take calculated risks. With experience, explore higher returns. Do these consistently, and the first $100,000 while challenging becomes achievable. From there, the exponential growth is inevitable. The journey to wealth is not easy. The first 100K tests your patience, discipline, and mindset. But once you cross that threshold, everything accelerates. The snowball grows faster, opportunities expand, and financial freedom becomes real. Remember, it's not about how much you earn but how consistently you save, invest, and reinvest. Start small. Stay disciplined. Take smart risks. Let time and compounding do the rest. Your first $100,000 is tough, but it's also the gateway to a life where money works for you, not the other way around. So start today. Invest in yourself, in your skills, and in your future. Your financial snowball is waiting. Track your progress, motivation grows as numbers grow. Take calculated risks. With experience, explore higher returns. Do these consistently, and the first $100,000 while challenging becomes achievable. From there, the exponential growth is inevitable. The journey to wealth is not easy. The first 100K tests your patience, discipline, and mindset. But once you cross that threshold, everything accelerates. The snowball grows faster, opportunities expand, and financial freedom becomes real. Remember, it's not about how much you earn but how consistently you save, invest, and reinvest. Start small. Stay disciplined. Take smart risks. Let time and compounding do the rest. Your first $100,000 is tough, but it's also the gateway to a life where money works for you, not the other way around. So start today. Invest in yourself, in your skills, and in your future. Your financial snowball is waiting.